This is our hang around. Wait for it to get little. Because I can all see us. Ooh, there we are.
Hello, this is George.
And Bonnie.
And this is Adonai's Sanctuary Truth Classroom. From the woods of Mississippi.
Yep.
So if we cut off every once in a while, get a little slow, a little blurb, don't go away. We'll pop back in.
But looks like it's doing well.
We're here.
Yep.
And we're going to go over 32 of Deuteronomy.
Yep. Figure. Like I said,
You ready?
the Hebrews had to learn this.
Okay.
They had to memorize it.
Deuteronomy 32. This is one long song. Each verse of this song speaks wonders of the children of Israel. And you might say society today. The heartfelt meanings, the human disgrace of society. Listen to each section and see if they don't minister to you. My sweetie's going to read 32, 1 and 2.
Hear, O heavens, as I speak. Listen, earth, to the words of my mouth. May my teachings fall like rain. May my speech condense like dew, like light rain on blades of grass or showers on growing plants.
Isn't that interesting how you open it? Hear, heaven. Hear. Listen, earth. May my teachings, my speech congregate like dew on the blades of grass and be showers on you as water, as you're watering a growing plant. Yes.
We're still online. Ignore that.
And that sweetie's going to read 3.
For I will proclaim the name of Adonai. Come declare the greatness of our God. That's great.
Proclaim the name that the Hebrews were given? Adonai? Yet we have not found that writing in any of our translated versions. That in itself is what? Shameful. Proclaim the name of Adonai, then it says to declare. Mm-hmm. Tell others of the greatness of Adonai our God. Wow. Have you ever thought about that?
That's a lot. Wow.
Then it explains Adonai himself. Read 4, please.
The rock. His work is perfect, for all his ways are just. A trustworthy God who does no wrong. He is righteous and straight.
He's the rock. He's trustworthy, righteous, does no wrong. He's straight with you because his ways are always just. Well, okay, let's say it. Let's proclaim Adonai is perfect.
Make sure you talk loud enough. Over the air.
My air conditioner just kicked on, and I'm going to talk a little louder. So my boss told me.
I want to be able to hear this.
Read number 5.
He is not corrupt. The defect is in his children, a crooked and perverted generation.
If you want a perverted, crooked, deceitful generation, look at his children. Adonai is not corrupt. Hello, Ann.
Hey, Ann from Kentucky.
Kentucky. My sweetie's going to read 6.
This is us from Mississippi.
Yeah, we're in Mississippi.
Verse 6.
Verse 6.
You foolish people, so lacking in wisdom, is this how you repay Adonai? He is your Father who made you his. It was he who formed and prepared you.
You repay Adonai by your lack of wisdom? Now think about that. You repay Adonai for your lack of wisdom. You don't study his word to find truth. Is that what they're saying? You repay Adonai for your lack of wisdom? Oh, you are a foolish generation. He's your father. Treat him as such. Read 7, please.
Remember how the old days were. Think of the years through all the ages. Ask your father, he will tell you. Your leaders, too. They will inform you. Sorry, I missed that word.
Past generations will remember the old days. Ask them how bad it was. Read 8 and 9, please.
When Elam gave each nation its heritage, when he divided the human race, he assigned the boundaries of peoples according to Israel's population. But Adonai's share was his own people, Jacob his allotted heritage. Is this right? Yaakov is Jacob.
Yeah. The Most High gave each nation what he wanted, and gave the nations each race of people. That's more or less what she said. Yet the boundaries were set for Israel, the chosen people of Yaakov, or Jacob, was his allotted inheritance. That's pretty sharp.
Yeah.
Read 10, please.
He found his people in desert country, in a howling, wasted wilderness. He protected him and cared for him, guarded him like the pupil of his eye.
Adonai guarded his inheritance. He set in the line of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the people of his eye. Look at all the protection he gave those three. And they needed protection from their own self at times. Yet they were looked after. Read 11, please.
Like an eagle that sits on her nest, hovers over her young, spreads out her wings, takes them and carries them as she flies.
Hovering over them, as an eagle hovers over her young, protecting them. Yes, Adonai watched over them, the Israelites, his chosen people. Read 12 through 14.
Adonai alone led his people. No alien god was with him. He made them ride on the heights of the earth. They ate the produce of the fields. He had them suck honey from the rocks and olive oil from the crags, curds from the cow and milk from the sheep, with lamb fat, rams from Bashan, and goats with the finest wheat flour, and you drank sparkling wine from the blood of grapes.
When living for Adonai, they were in want for nothing. Yet they wanted more. They had it all, but in the end, they let the worldly ways sway them. Read 15 through 18, please.
But Yeshurun grew fat and kicked. You grew fat, thick, gross. He abandoned God, his maker. He scorned the rock, his salvation. They roused him to jealousy with alien gods, provoked him with abominations. They sacrificed to demons, non-gods, gods that they had never known, new gods that had come up lately, which your ancestors had not feared. You ignored the rock who fathered you. You forgot God who gave you birth.
The word Yeshurun, that she said, means an upright one. That may mean their leader, or it may mean the nation of Israel itself. Because Israel became lazy, fat, Does that mean the way they lived had become gross? Walking away from Adonai? How? By abandoning Adonai, that's how they're God. They walked away, even rejected the salvation, the rock that was theirs, to follow alien beliefs, running to detestable idols, not Adonai. They followed false gods, gods made up by man, who were no gods at all. To those gods, they gave sacrifices. The one before them did fear those false gods, because your ancestors never knew those new, you might say, coming lately false gods. Then comes a part that never ceases to amaze. They ignored what Adonai is. They turned away from the one who gave them birth. The chosen people. They forgot Adonai. For all the people who state God is always watching over you, even when you continue to destroy your son, even when you continue to destroy his son, look and listen to what Adonai does, not to strangers, but to the chosen people that he handpicked. My sweetie's going to read 19.
Adonai saw and was filled with scorn at his sons and daughters' provocation. Just 19, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Dave.
Hi, Dave. Adonai saw how they turned to follow any falsification. Then what did Adonai do? Read 20.
He said, I will hide my face from them and see what will become of them. For they are a perverse generation, untrustworthy children.
They and you, it says, will be on your own.
Yep.
Well, Adonai sees what happens to you when he hides his face from you. What does he call anyone who worships that way? Let me give you a hint. A perverse generation of people. You can't trust children like that. His own children. His chosen people. Read 21, please.
They aroused my jealousy with a non-God and provoked me with their vanities. I will arouse their jealousy with a non-people and provoke them with a vile nation.
What did he do? He gave them what they ran after. Let them have their idols, all the way to their vile nation. Then does Adonai say he will just let bygones be bygones, because sooner or later society will realize how they destroyed their walk with him by ignoring the truth, even all the way through history with his one and only son, Yeshua? No. But what happens when you do ignore them? My sweetie's going to read 22.
For my anger has been fired up. It burns to the depths of Sheol, devouring the earth and its crops, kindling the very roots of the hills.
No bygones.
Oh, no.
No bygones. Because of your ignorance, his anger will be yours. Most, if not all, English translations leave off its depths. It burns to the depths of Sheol. You read that?
Mm-hmm.
Could it be because they don't understand Sheol? or they do know but just refuse to accept Adonai's true words. Then Adonai is very clear what did and will happen. Oh, that's interesting. Mm-hmm. Then Adonai is clear what did and will happen in the future. Read 23, please.
I will heap disasters on them and use up all my arrows against them.
Back then, as it is right now, disaster will be yours, because Adonai himself will send destruction. If not now, you will get it when Yeshua returns.
Let's see what Ann said.
Sounds like today. That's what Ann said from Kentucky. Sounds like today. Well, you're right. I think that's what Adonai's trying to get you to understand. Mm-hmm. Through centuries, how bad will it get, though? Read 24 and 25, please.
Fatigued by hunger, they will be consumed by fire in bitter defeat. I will send them the fangs of wild beasts and the poison of reptiles crawling in the dust. Outside, the sword will make parents childless. Inside, there is panic, as the young men and girls alike are slain, sucklings and graybeards together.
Graybeards. Because of their hunger, the imitators, the pretending Jews, following any made-up God or Messiah, they will see the young ones, babies, and older ones, the graybeards, slain. Seeing how the Hebrews so easily turn to false, fake gods, was Adonai considering? Well, read 26 for me.
I consider putting an end to them, erasing their memories from the human race.
Doing away with all those false followers of Adonai? Putting an end to their race? Now, why didn't he? Read 27, please.
But I feared the insolence of their enemy, feared that their foes would mistakenly think we ourselves accomplished this. Adonai had nothing to do with it.
In other words, they would be saying, it wasn't Adonai who stopped them. It was because we are so strong. Stronger than their God, Adonai. Giving the ones Adonai used, and he would be using them to destroy the people who didn't follow him. A big head. Then Adonai says something that seems to ring true even today. Read 28 through 31, please.
They are a nation without common sense, utterly lacking in discernment. If they were wise, they could figure it out and understand their destiny. After all, how can one chase 1,000 and two put 10,000 to rout? Unless their rock sells them to their enemies, unless Adonai hands them over. For our enemies have no rock like our rock. Even they can see that. Oh, I love that verse.
When we first read those, my thought was, how could the Hebrews, the chosen people, or even their enemies not see that? Well, boy, was I wrong. When you study that part and the rest of chapter 32, you see it's not about their enemies. It's about them. Read 28 and 29 again, please.
They are a nation without common sense, utterly lacking in discernment. And if they were wise, they could figure it out and understand their destiny.
Think about how many people have the faintest idea who the Messiah's real name is. And now listen to what we bring out. Without common sense. if you use your common sense, you know he didn't have a name that's in all these Bibles. Jesus wasn't even, well, you might say invented for 1,632 years after he passed away, after he was crucified. So how could he have Jesus as his name?
George said,
and it takes common sense just to figure that one out, and all you gotta do is study a little history. All right. Without common sense, you're right, George. Without common sense, they don't see their destiny by going for, and that goes for today also. I mean, using common sense, you can figure this out. I'm not that bright, and I figured it out a couple years ago. Probably 30 years ago now. I'm getting old. Anyway, my sweetie's going to read 30 and 31.
After all, how can one chase 8,000 and two put 10,000 to rout, unless their rock sells them out to their enemies, unless Adonai hands them over? For our enemies have no rock like our rock. Even they can see that.
If the enemy ran from the Hebrews because of their rock, then who has the bigger rock? It's not the enemy. When their enemy sees that, we like how that verse, well, how it really ends. Read the end of 31, please.
Even they can see that.
They are smart enough to see our rock, Adonai. Well, they should be able to see it. Powerful. That's about all we can say about it. If you don't use common sense and see the hand of Adonai on this is powerful. Then it's your fault. Then you don't use common sense. Because of the Hebrews' lack of faith in the true Adonai, they went through, well, read 32 through 35, please.
Rather, their vine is from the vine of Sodom and the fields of Amorah. I'm assuming that's Gomorrah. Their grapes are poisonous, their clusters are bitter, their wine is snake poison, the cruel venom of vipers. Isn't this hidden with me, sealed in my storehouses? How far am I going? Sorry.
Through 35.
Okay, I thought I went too far. Vengeance and payback are mine. For the time when their foot slips, from the day of their calamity is coming soon. Their doom is rushing upon them.
Think about it. Back then, and now this verse she's reading, listen to what is going to be stated now. That's a lot of what they saw, went through, and what is going to come soon. Read 36, please.
Yes, Adonai will judge his people, taking pity on his servants, when he sees that their strength is gone, that no one is left, slave or free.
Then Adonai judges his people. They have all been taught, well, through society today, to run after the imitation. The free ones and the slaves are all taught. What does Adonai ask? Read 37, please.
Then he will ask, where are their gods, the rock in whom they trusted?
When you follow the falsification, when you don't find the truth, here's a statement for you. Where's your God now? Little g God. You know that one you trusted? The one falsification that has turned the world, your world, upside down. Verse 38 rings through today as much as the misinformational teachings back then. How can we get people to understand that? Read 38, please.
Who ate the fat of their sacrifices and drank the wine of their drink offering? Let him get up and help you. Let him protect you.
In other words, let all those imitational gods and messiahs of yours help you. In the end, it won't. He won't, because no imitation can.
True.
Back then, and when Yeshua returns, or now. Read 39, please.
See now that I, yes, I am he, and there is no God beside me. I will put to death, and I will make alive. I wound, and I heal. No one saves anyone from my hand.
When your time comes, back then with Adonai, and he even sent his son Yeshua. So today, Yeshua, you will see that he, Adonai, is the God, and the now is the true son Yeshua. George and I talked about this a while back, a couple weeks ago. How if you really look at it, Yeshua is the stepping stone to the Father. Besides the Father, Adonai, and his only son Yeshua, there is no other way. Then Adonai lets the world know that he is a loving God who judges the false, the imitators, by doing what? Read 39 again.
See now that I, yes, I am he, and there is no God beside me. I put to death and I make alive. I wound and I heal. No one saves anyone from my hand.
Think about that. Those are the things a loving God does. No priest, rabbi, teacher, pope, religion, denomination, or your family church, or you can save you. Then what does Adonai do? Read 40 through 42, please.
For I lift up my hand to heaven and swear, as surely as I am alive forever. If I sharpen my flashing sword and set my hand to judgment, I will render vengeance to my foes, repay those who hate me. I will make my arrows drunk with blood. My sword will devour flesh, the blood of the slain and the captives, flesh from the wild-haired heads of the enemy.
Think about that. That is really, really a mouthful. When the time comes, he will use his judgment on society. Yes, on the Hebrews, but also on those so-called believers as well. In the end, he will bring judgment. Read 43, please.
Sing out, you nations, about his people, for he will avenge the blood of his servants. He will render vengeance to his adversaries, and will make atonement for the land of his people. Wow.
Adonai will one day make atonement for the land that belongs to him. You might say he leased it to his chosen people, and it states many times in Scripture, forever. Read 44, please.
Moses came and proclaimed all the words of this song in the hearing of the people and of Joshua, the son of Nun.
Remember, that's a song. All this chapter is a song. The people and their next leader heard that song. It would wonder if they took it to heart. That was them. And it even rings through from generation upon generation through all society to come later. Something that didn't get transferred, not to the chosen people or to society. After, we'll read 45 through 47, please.
When he had finished speaking all these words to all Israel, he said to them, take to heart all the words of my testimony against you today, so that you can use them in charging your children to be careful to obey all the words of this Torah. For this is not a trivial matter for you. On the contrary, it is your life. Through it you will live long in the land you are crossing the Jordan to possess.
I like, Tom just made a comment. Anyone who ever said God is only love or God is love never read this chapter, did they?
It's so true.
Use that, he's saying, not Tom, what the scripture says, Adonai is saying, use that song so your children will be smart enough to obey the Torah. Believe this Torah. It's your life. He's talking, it's your life he's talking about. It's not an either or thing. It's the main thing, people. Then Moses got to go see the land, but he will never enter it. Read 48 through 52, please.
That same day, Adonai said to Moses, "Go up into the Abarim range to Mount Nebo in the land of Moab across from Jericho, and look out over the land of Canaan, which I am giving the people of Israel as a possession. On the mountain you are ascending, you will die and be gathered to your people, just as Aaron your brother died on Mount Horeb and was gathered to his people. The reason for this is that both of you broke faith with me there among the people of Israel at the Meribah Kadesh spring in the Tzan desert. You failed to demonstrate your holiness there among the people. So you will see the land from a distance, but you will not enter the land I am giving to the people of Israel."
Moses is told where to go so he could see the land, but because he disobeyed Adonai, he never got to touch it. Mm-hmm. Did you really understand what it says there? He's going to die, and he's going to be with his people, his ancestors, I believe it's
gathered to his people.
Yeah. Gathered to his people. It doesn't say he's going to heaven when he dies. Like so many preachers preach, oh, when you die, old George is up there looking down on you playing golf. No, he's not. The scripture testifies to that. When Yeshua comes back, that's when we're all judged. But anyway, I got to finish this first. Okay. Does that tell us that if you feel you are one of Adonai's chosen leaders, you better toe the line? Mm-hmm. Well, Moses was kind of a good guy.
Look what he put up with for 40
If you
plus
don't
years.
want to get his reward, Adonai is and will always be the one in control. Not you, not some priest telling you what to do, like Tom said, God is love, and all that stuff. When you die, you're up there looking down on George. No, that's not what he says. Not in Scripture. We're going to end right now, and we're going to say, I'm going to ask my sweetie to read one verse one more time because it sinks so strong in the truth. My sweetie's going to read 39 again, please.
"See now that I, yes, I am he, and there is no God beside me. I put to death and I make alive. I wound and I heal. No one saves anyone from my hand."
If you deserve it,
Absolutely.
you'll get it. No one saves anyone from Adonai's truth when you don't have truth. The only way to his truth is to find his truth in the beginning. Then you can start following, worshiping, and believing in Adonai. That's a powerful chapter.
Yeah, people don't look at all that.
George, my brother George and I, we talked many times on how priests never hit Deuteronomy very hard. Mm-mm. And we haven't been able to figure out why. And my sweetie right here We can't figure it out why either.
Mm-mm.
But you know, I like what Brother George said. He's my brother. He says, keep sharing Adonai's truth, brother. And you know, we're not doing it for us.
Oh, no.
We're trying to get people to understand you have to look for truth. Because all this stuff, the falsification that priests are putting out, isn't doing you one speck of good unless you have Adonai and Yeshua. Then falsification falls away. Truth is the only thing you have left if you get rid of the falsehood. I hope you have a good week. We're on the road again. And we have no idea where we'll be. We might be in the Quad Cities. We might be somewhere in Iowa. We don't know. Okay. Tom put something up. Would seem it conflicts with their truth.
Oh, big time.
That is a mouthful that people will never agree with. You know why? And preachers will never preach it. Priests, if they had to really tell the truth, they'd have to tell people that in their universities, in their seminars, and all wherever they get their education, that they haven't been telling the truth. Can you imagine these guys that have thousands of leaders going up to them and say, I've been lying to you because I didn't know the truth, or I knew the truth, but I didn't want you to understand the truth. Whatever their fake belief or desire or wants, it's a lie if it's not the truth.
Yeah, maybe that's why they're held more accountable.
Yeah, good point. My sweetie just said that's why they're held more accountable. I'm glad I'm not a preacher. A priest, preacher, rabbi, teacher. All we do is want people to understand truth. So study for the truth.
That'd be fun to watch from the outside.
Yeah, it would be. I hope you have a great week.
We'll see you
next
guys.
week.
Please,
Hopefully we'll have control over this.
Please like and share it. Tell all your friends, family, enemies, whoever.
Yeah.
To be a part of our Tuesday.
Yeah, if you know somebody really, really don't like you, tell them about it. Maybe they'll watch it.
Oh, the Pope. Yeah, Luke's got that.
That's a good one, Dave. Yeah. Okay. You can send him a note and tell him to watch our program. He won't like it, but you can send it to him. All the Catholics who follow the Pope won't like it either. Unless they want truth. Mm-hmm. Anyway, we got to get off here.
Have a good week, guys.
Have a good one.
See you next week.
Bye.